Okay, I wasn't going to do another video, but on this situation, so before I make this video, I want to make a few things, before I go into it, I want to make a few things very fucking clear. Number one, everything I say in this video is criticism of Earth 2's practices and the people involved in Earth 2, and therefore is under fair use. Number two, anything I say in this video is not defamatory because it's all public information that's publicly available now, and therefore I am not under fault legally speaking. Just in case. I know that I probably won't get done, but yeah. So Earth2 hired a new developer. His name is Therius Benson. He's made some asset flip games before, and he came out recently saying that Mr. Shane Isaac, the head of Earth2, is building a lawsuit against Big Fry, Sid Alpha, and some of the other YouTubers, it sounded like. Now, personally, I think that this is laughable because you can easily research the Earth-2's practices, like the data collection they're doing, which is really shady, the Isaac Box system that they're using. If you want more information on that, Josh Strife Hayes did a sort of deep dive into Earth 2, explaining what the system is that they're using. It skirts the legal definition of what a scam is, but it's so close that here's the thing, right? This has its own definition. It's got to the point where it has its own definition, and once if what Tanner is saying is true, once this Earth 2 thing currency becomes like an actual Bitcoin sort of thing, all this data, all the stuff that we've been talking about, that the company has been doing, gets immediately looked into by the SEC. Like, all of that stuff gets flagged up by them, right? I I don't know what to tell you, but the moment they go to a law firm, any self-respecting lawyer slash law firm would do the research into them, easily find out the shady data collection they're doing, the the Facebook sponsored ads that they had that push this like fake idea of, well, someone has the Taj Mahal, which by the way is a copyrighted building, so they don't even have it in the game because of course they don't. It's copyrighted. You're not allowed to. Um, we're building Ready Player One. We're building the Matrix. That kind of bullshit. They could, any self-respecting lawyer slash law firm would easily look into the practices and easily find out that what they're doing is beyond sketchy, and honestly would put Isaac Box into the legal system as something to be flagged up as, right? I mean, obviously they might not necessarily use um that name or that wording, but the even if you're gonna argue that they would get away with the the scamming aspect of it, which technically I know legally it skirts that definition, but that's the closest definition that we have at the moment, right? The shady practices of it. Then, um, what about the fact that they literally put withdrawal on a legally binding bit of paper? Sorry, they put refund on a legally binding bit of paper when it's a withdrawal, which is technically sort of fraud, kind of. Not really, I don't know. Sort of, but like it's close enough, right? And then on top of that, if none of this is true, um, it's just by saying that, you're gonna get eyes on you. Uh, well, hopefully anyway. Legal eyes, because it's kind of, I mean, it's not, but it's very close to extortion, because you're essentially saying that unless you shut up, I will sue you, which personally, I think that that's. I mean, that's obviously, first of all, that's beyond scummy, right? But it's very close to the definition of extortion. Now, whether that would hold up in court, no, I don't think it would. But the fact that they're even trying to, the fact that this Therius guy is even trying to sort of leverage that as an idea in the first place shows you that these people behind this thing are disgusting and shitty and shady as all hell. Like the researchers are out here sitting telling us to do the research. We do the research and then this shit happens. I don't understand how anyone can support a team that has someone like that on their team. It's ridiculous. It's beyond stupid. And that's assuming that this is true. I mean, this guy is known for lying his ass off. But even if it's a lie, just the fact that he's willing to lie about that kind of thing and kind of insinuate that could happen just shows you the kind of people that are behind this. Like, I said I wouldn't do another video unless it went legal, and I guess this is pretty close. Um, this is definitely worth covering. I don't know if I'm involved. I haven't heard anything. He said other YouTubers, but would be approached privately, but I've not heard any messages or anything. And then he goes on about how apparently they're also sending YouTubers cease and desist because apparently freedom of speech is not a thing. you know. Apparently, talking critically about a public company with public records is against terms of service, which is complete and utter nonsense. I don't think I've ever heard anything more stupid in my life. That speaking out against someone's crappy practices is against terms of service. No, of course it's not. And then he tries to argue that by showing his DMs is also breaking terms of service because he was a minor, and yet he fails to mention that when he made the game on Steam, he has to be of age to make that game. So that just disproves the entire fact that at the same time he sent the DMs, because then he would have been of age, wouldn't he? Unless he lied on Steam, and in that case, then that's a break of Steam's terms of service, because you have to be of age to post a game. So, either this guy is a pathological liar. So I don't think that it's actually going to happen, for a number of reasons. I mean, most obviously because I highly doubt that they really care that much. I mean, sure, they've been striking down a few videos and putting defamation on videos, but like, if they try to take this to the legal level, it will backfire really hard on them. I don't see any way that it won't backfire on them. I don't know what to tell you. I understand that they skirt a lot of legal definitions, but the moment they try to get in touch with an actual law firm, anyone with 5 minutes of research would find out that what they're doing is incredibly shady and suspicious. And on top of that, their locations that they've got registered are basically in the middle of nowhere. If you actually look into where they are, I mean, this is the way it comes across to me, so I could be wrong. It seems like the locations that they have registered to the company are not actual, like, locations. Either that, or their offices are in the UK, some random abandoned looking building, and in Australia, either some tax office or some building on top of a mall, which I highly doubt. I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, like, uh, if you can't understand that when we do the research and all we find is more and more evidence that this company is shady and their practices are questionable at best, and at first we were calling it a scam because, you know, technically speaking, that was the closest thing that we could define it as, right? Um, well, now we found out that, yeah, sure, legally speaking, that it's not a scam, but it's so close to the definition that it's not even funny, and it's the same for pyramid scheme. It's just in the sort of line of being a pyramid scheme, but it's not, legally speaking, right? It's an Isaac box, which is what the name that Josh Strife Hayes came up with it. So that's what I'm going to refer to it as it now. Sorry, that's what I'm going to refer it as now, right? Um, my hope is that if this is true, that this Isaac box thing will get registered as a scam, because it more or less is, right? So people don't seem to understand that when people are saying scam, it's because that's the closest thing that we have to define it by, right? Because it's so close to that definition. It basically is that thing, right? And I'm not necessarily so I'm saying that legally speaking, at the moment, it is not a scam. But hopefully, if they do go legal, this will get more eyes on them. And if they do try to make this currency like a Bitcoin, well, that will get legal eyes on them as well. So the only thing that they can do, which I feel like they're going to do, is endlessly delay this thing, never get to phase 2/3, and just delay it until infinity. And I would also argue that if this is true, instead of spending millions trying to silence critics, you could maybe, I don't know, show a basic roadmap that, again, I proved in a previous video that you can do in fucking 5 minutes, even if it's just a work in progress roadmap of, in here, this is what we have in mind for this game, instead of trying to peddle this fake bullshit of you can buy the Taj Mahal, which, again, copyrighted property, so good fucking luck with that. 1-to-1 Earth, yeah, good luck with that when all the heritage sites are protected under copyright. Matrix, yeah, good luck with that with this current technology. Ready Player One, yeah, good luck with that with the current technology. Like, instead of trying to peddle fake bullshit, set real expectations with an actual, like, in-depth, even if it's just a work in progress, this might change roadmap, instead of it just being, yeah, this is just gonna happen when we like. This is phase 1, this is phase 2, this is phase 3, not really actually telling us what anything's going to be anyway. And hilariously, we still do not have an answer as to what this game, in air quotes, will be. So, no matter how hard we try, we can't seem to be disproven. You know, it's hilarious. It's laughable, honestly. Oh, sorry. But I'm not, I'm not a legal expert, but that's just my opinion. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down, but if they do go legal, I'll be here trying to support whoever they go against, because that's obvious bullshit. I think that personally that it would backfire, and I think that personally they won't. I think that they'll just either delay it infinitely or actually release what a good idea of what the fuck this game in air quotes is gonna be. Um, you know, but I doubt that they'll do that. I have yet been proven wrong so far. And everything I've said is has so far been accurate. I don't know what to tell you. Criticism is not defamation. They're not they're not equivalent. Sorry, they're not the same thing. You know, free speech exists for a reason. If you don't like the criticism, instead of trying to silence it, you should combat it by actually, you know, answering the questions properly instead of giving vague bullshit answers. Because when you give vague bullshit answers, it feeds into the idea of the fact that you're a shady company with no actual idea of what this game in air quotes is gonna be, and who are just trying to take money out from people in the most shady way possible. Hey, if it's not true, then why are you feeding into that idea by not giving any actual answers to any of the questions that we've asked? Why are you not showing a roadmap when I've definitively proven in a previous video that you can do that in 5 minutes, and you've supposedly got 20 years of game development, and you've supposedly got this Oculus guy who, by the way, is not who wasn't the CEO of Oculus. That's bullshit, by the way. If you look into him, um, he was like the head of their China region or something like that. He wasn't even that higher up in the position, so yeah, this is laughable. You know, they ask us to do the research, we show the research, and then they start rambling about how great the game will be without actually answering what it will be, why they can't show a roadmap, and like what their actual realistic expectations of this game will be, instead of peddling this absolute nonsense of Ready Player One / The Matrix. You know, I don't know what to tell you. This is beyond laughable. This is, you know, and again, if it's a lie, it's very close to, I feel anyway, that it's very close to extortion, because you're essentially trying to say that that, well, Tanner's trying to say that all of Big Fry's accounts will be like gotten rid of. Well, that's basically saying that in order to shut Big Fry up, they're trying to go legal. So even if that's a lie, right? They're still. Again, I know this wouldn't hold up in court, but this is genuinely how I feel about it. It it goes. It basically, what I'm saying is, it goes to show you the character of these people. That this community that they've created is completely toxic. It's sending death threats to us guys. I'm getting constant fucking shitty comments constantly on these videos, getting dislike bombed. I'm getting bot comments on my videos. I'm seeing bot comments on other people's videos. I I don't know what to say. The community is absolutely disgusting. I've seen some quotes from them. I have left that. I tried to ask them about whether Mount Fuji would be in the game. They said yes. I definitively proved that there's no way it could, because it's heritage site and it's protected. They just laughed at me and made fun of my appearance. So this is the people that we have to deal with, and the developers don't seem to give two fucks that their community is a toxic absolute cesspool of horrible idiots that we have to deal with constantly on a regular basis of morons, frankly, you know. And I think some of them know that this is shady and, you know, close enough to a scam that it's more or less is, right? I think some of them know, and I think that some of them don't seem to give a shit about anything other than making some level of profit off this whole situation. Which, again, I make videos for fun. I'm not monetized. I don't have sponsors. I don't have any of that shit. Not that I have a problem with any of that. I understand that in order to, make better content, you need that sort of thing. So, yeah, but just like any sort of argument that we make these to make money is immediately disproven by the fact that I exist. You know, I I know I'm small, but like this situation is ridiculous. It keeps ramping up, and I feel like at some point either it will go legal or it won't. I don't know at this point, but you know, we've got to fight this stupid shit sometimes. I feel like as Arya said, we're in a war. Yeah. Speaking of him, by the way, yeah, you should probably watch Big Fire's video on him. He's yikes. Yeah, I don't even really want to talk about that too much because it's disgusting and yeah. And he's like the moderator, the face of Earth 2, and he goes around acting horribly to people and harassing some girl on Discord. So yeah, it just goes to prove me correct that this is a toxic cesspool of the community, and this video's gone on too long anyway. I'm done. I'm completely done with this fucking Earth 2 garbage. It's it's silly.